That's why Dr. Scholl's created advanced insoles and inserts to give your shoes revolutionary cushioning and shock absorption. Make life in your shoes more comfortable.
The Red Sox 9, the Angels nothing. We go to the last of the fourth inning. Joe Hesketh is rolling right along. I'm John Miller along with Joe Morgan. Next Sunday night, we will be at Candlestick Park in San Francisco. The San Francisco Giants will meet the Los Angeles Dodgers. The Giants and the Dodgers. And right now they are 1-2 in the National League West. Mike Piazza, the Rookie of the Year, and Barry Bonds, both off to slow starts this year, but showing signs of getting it going lately. The Dodgers and the Giants next Sunday, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ESPN. Chili Davis leads it off. He struck out his first time against Hesketh, who curves him for ball 1. Chili started his career with the San Francisco Giants.
I helped raise him. He was actually his first year with the Giants was my first year there in San Francisco in 81 and 82.
Broken bat and through, base hit. Fourth hit for the Angels.
In fact, John, we gave Chili Davis a nickname. It was Sporting Green because he was such a hot rookie. Every day there was something in the Sporting Green about Chili Davis. This pitch is out toward the end of the bat and it shatters in Chili's hand, but he gets enough of it and goes through the infield for a base hit.
Hesketh looks like saying, hey, I'm ahead 9-0. That's fine.
But I think he said that juice ball.
Yeah.
Something like that when he broke his bat and it went between his legs.
Bo Jackson off the fist. Now Tinsley got a late break and catches it anyway. Now it will be a catch. He lost the ball and trying to take it out of the glove. Davis back to first.
Well, that's what speed will do for you. It makes up for your mistakes in the outfield. He broke back on the ball. Bo took a big swing and he broke back, but his speed allowed him to make up for that mistake. Now this is an excellent catch after the mistake. I mean, just people do not know how difficult it is to slide and make a catch like that. And you can see he was obviously taking the ball out of his glove when he dropped it.
So here is Eduardo Perez, son of Tony. Eduardo singled his first time, and he takes the ball from Hesketh. Bo Jackson looked very unhappy, which I think is the feeling in the ball club right now. The Angels have lost 8 of their last 9. They played well up till then. This is Cooper to second and back to first. Double play. Cooper to Fletcher to Vaughn. 9-0 Boston after 4.
Okay, I'm an adult and I need a nutritious cereal, but I gotta tell you there's something inside me that still wants frosting. Frosting, do I hear frosting? Forget that frosting. Let's talk whole grain wheat. Got plenty of it right here. Taste, taste, taste. What do you say about that? Taste. No, sir, let's talk low. How low can you go with fat and salt and...
Relax. With Kellogg's Frosted Mini Wheats, you can have it all. For the adult in you, whole grain wheat, 98% fat-free, no salt added. For the kid in you, lightly frosted, great taste.
So nutritious, I'll fill my bowl once, twice, frosting. So...
It's a major breakthrough in auto protectant technology. Formula 2001 Super Protectant. It provides a more brilliant, longer-lasting shine than Armor All on vinyl and leather. And look, in the Arizona desert, Formula 2001 brought back the shine to UV-faded vinyl, rubber, even leather. Get the new standard in automotive protectant technology. Formula 2001 with 50% more active shining ingredients than Armor All. Get Formula 2001 products today.
The game. Some just play it, others own it. The ones who own it see what no one else sees and know what no one else knows. Nobody knows the game like Topps. Topps gives you the players you want, the stats that matter, and pictures that tell the whole story. Own Topps, and you own more than a card. You own the game.
The hand on the left is waxing a car with an old sock. On the right is the Black & Decker Handy Buffer. It's 25 times faster and so easy, there's no excuse not to keep your car looking like new. It'll knock your socks off. The Black & Decker Handy Buffer.
Airbags, seat belts, and anti-lock brakes, child safety seats, careful driving, and a set of Michelins.
A beautiful night at the ballpark here, and a terrible night for the Angels up till now. We're heading to the 5th inning, 9-0. The Boston Red Sox leading California. And this game pretty well illustrates the way these two teams' seasons have gone here. The Red Sox with the best record in the league. The Angels in jeopardy of falling to 9-17. Scott Fletcher takes a strike. He has struck out, and he has singled home a run. Boston got one in the second, and then busted it wide open with a 7-run 3rd inning without a single home run. That's a foul out of play. Buck Rogers. A lot of managers, and especially a lot of pitchers these days, talk about saying that the ball is juiced. I love when a pitcher says, yeah, the ball is definitely juiced. No way I would have given up those 8 home runs. You know, with a normal ball. Yeah, okay, I hung a couple of curveballs, but so what? Well, the Red Sox put together a 7-run 3rd inning with bloops, leaders, and a couple of balls that actually hit the base of the wall out there.
But a pitcher might say a couple of those bleeders, a couple of those jam jobs wouldn't have gone as far.
A pitcher will say anything after he's given up 7 runs in 1 inning. Down the right field line. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Fletcher. Joe Hesketh, meanwhile, he must be throwing one of the old softballs tonight. Thrown 45 pitches in 4 innings. He got 5 strikeouts and hasn't allowed any runs. Slider from Scott Lewis misses, and it is 2-2 to Fletcher. Lee Tinsley is on deck. The Red Sox 13 hits, no homers, no triples, 10 singles, and 3 doubles. That is foul. 2-2 to Fletcher. You know, the Angels have lost 6 straight home games. They are 2-9 at home overall this year. I mean, usually teams like to get home. And yet for the Angels, home has been the worst place to be. They are 7-7 on the road and only 2-9 at home. Easily throws out Fletcher. Let's go now to Gary Miller.
John, you want a home run? MCI proof positive takes us to Miami, and Gary Sheffield's done it again. 3rd straight day, his 11th of the year. Matt Williams also hit his 11th. But for the week, he's over 500 with 6 homers and 14 RBIs. The Marlins are over 500. Back to you.
Yeah, the Marlins, they got Gary Sheffield for the whole season this year, and he's healthy. Sheffield had his injury problems last year, and he was making errors at 3rd base. He had the turmoil of changing teams, and now they stuck him out in right field. He's healthy, and he's home, and he's lighting it up.
And it is much easier to hit, you know, from the outfield than it is playing the infield, especially 3rd base. In the outfield, you can just relax, walk up there and hit. In the infield, you have to think with every pitch, think about what's going to happen on every pitch. A little more difficult to play the infield mentally than it is the outfield.
1 ball, 1 strike to Lee Tinsley, who has doubled and singled since replacing Otis Nixon, who had to leave with a tight hamstring. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Tinsley. Yeah, anytime you see an infield, especially say a middle infield,
right?
Anytime you see a guy like that have a big year with the bat, I mean, that's just so much better than an outfielder having a big year. You probably have to give that guy an MVP award if he had a big year.
Yeah, you do. I agree with you.
Bo Jackson takes it. Out number 2. 2 down here in the 5th. 9-0. Boston ahead. Talked about the American League West. And you see the Angels there. 2.5 back of first place Seattle. Seattle in a virtual tie for first with Texas. And Project those numbers out. That's the way they would finish if they played that pace the whole year. Billy Hatcher to center field, and it's an easy inning. Chad Curtis makes the catch. We're halfway through it. 9-0 Boston.
You'd be surprised what a BMW convertible is going for these days. The new 318i.
Play. John McEnroe won 115 titles with Dunlop rackets.
Achoo!
Bless you. How will our new revelation affect his performance?
Quiet, please.
The Revelation's unique construction flexes to help you place the ball more accurately, offering every player
Ball was good. Game, set, match, McEnroe.
outstanding control.
Every year, American business wastes millions of dollars on international calls by using the wrong long-distance company. Now you don't have to waste that money. Introducing MCI's Proof Positive Worldwide. Save up to 50% off typical international calls around the world. Call by June 30th and get 1 month of free long distance. Call MCI now and put your money back in your business.
Toss me the ball. King Griffey Jr.'s always played hardball. That's why King Griffey Jr. presents Major League Baseball as wall-to-wall action, only on the Super NES Sports Network. It's the one game that plays in Ken's League.
Let's see you hit.
If you're looking for a reliable place to service your car or truck, I've got great news for you.
Now with Pep Boys, $5 rebate on Gabriel Pro Rider shocks. Struts, $10 rebate.
Come to Pep Boys and drive away happy.
John Miller, Joe Morgan, talking about the American League West and the fact the Angels, the loss tonight, would go 9-17. Joe, and still they would be only 3 games out. I mean, these are not the best of times in the American League West.
Well, they say the American League West may be the worst division in baseball.
Change up from Hesketh to Turner, 0-2 the count. You know, the thing that's different is that they didn't change the schedule. Right. They changed the divisional alignment, but they kept the schedule the same as it was, which creates some anomalies in scheduling, unlike anything that has ever occurred in the history of baseball. Turner, it's a foul. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes. It was already kind of strange these last few years with the balanced schedule. In the National League, went to it last year for the first time after expansion, where teams would actually end up playing a few more games against the other division than in their own division.
Yeah, that's what makes it difficult.
Well, now they have taken that to a ridiculous extreme. Now the American League West seems to be the weak sister, and they will play 39 games within their own division. Now, right now, this is the projected finish based on how the teams have played up till now. And Texas would win the division 74-88. Now, that may not happen.
Right.
Could well not happen. However, it is not as ridiculous as you might think. That scenario, when you go back through the years, has already written itself much the same way in the American League West back in 1983. Turner fouls that one away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. In 1983, this is the way they actually did finish, but it was in a 7-team division. The White Sox won the division that year by 20 games. No other team but the White Sox had a winning record in the West in '83, and Texas, had realignment already occurred, would have won with a 77-85 record.
Well, let's hope that that does not happen again.
Joe Hesketh, almost as if feeling embarrassed with all of the prosperity. He booted it and then threw it wildly.
Well, the the ball is just grounded back to Hesketh. When he knocks it down, he kind of panics here. For some reason, he panics, and then he does not find Vaughn in time, throws it kind of sidearm. It tails away from Vaughn. Vaughn makes a nice play to keep it from going down the right field line.
So that's an error to Hesketh. First Boston error. And here is Rex Hudler. Rex was with the Colt Swallows last year and hit 14 homers for the Swallows. One of his teammates was a former Angel. Remember a third baseman used to play here named Jack Howell, left-handed hitter?
Yeah.
He's a Swallow. And there's one. Naring to first. Two. Double play.
That was a nice play by Naring. That was a little more difficult than people realize. That ball was hit very sharply, and it was hugging the ground. And Naring stayed down on it very well. Now watch this ball. It just hugs the ground. It's hit sharply, and it stays down. That's a tough play. But he stays down, comes up with it. Now he makes the runner get down by stepping right towards him and turns over an easy double play.
2 down, nobody on. Here's DeSarcina. He struck out his first time. Ball 1. You know, it's interesting when you see a middle infielder make a play like that who's hitting so well.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got so much concentration going on both sides. Cooper off the bag, but Vaughn tags him out.
Mo looks rather nifty over there at first base, doesn't he?
A lot of concentration going into first base, Joe.
Yes.
They don't get enough credit. Greenwell, Dawson, and Vaughn coming up. 9-0 Boston.
Are you tired of the same old chicken? Now Subway has a delicious alternative. Our original turkey breast sub. It's layers of oven-roasted turkey piled high on fresh-baked bread with all the trimmings. All for just $1.99 for limited time at Subway.
I was in town for business, and thanks to the rental car, I had time to stop by the old neighborhood. The place hasn't changed a bit. Room for one more?
Now through June 14th, you can make a three-point play with Dollar. Rent 3 times to earn your choice of officially licensed NBA merchandise, or 5 times for even more exciting choices.
Hey, it's got to be the shoes, right?
Nope, it's the rental car.
Call Dollar, the official car rental company of the NBA.
It all runs together. Time for our jobs, ourselves, our families. Is there something that connects us, something that transcends time and distance? Well, there's Mobile Link. Only cellular service that has Mobile Link makes it easy to stay connected almost everywhere, all the time, or just whenever.
Make sure your local cellular service has Mobile Link. Call 800-995-4000.
You know, at AutoZone, we know our customers work just as hard as we do. So we're open when they need us, at night and on Sundays. And since 2 million folks each week count on AutoZone for what they need when they need it, we're not about to let them down. That's why we carry so many parts and why we price them so low every day. You see, selling top quality parts at low prices every day is how we make a living. But helping customers, well, that's how we make friends.
Red Sox 9, Angels nothing. We go to the 6th inning on Sunday Night Baseball. And here's a guy who pitched for the Red Sox when they didn't score this many runs, at least not very often. John Dobson now with the Angels. And he has been displaced from the rotation. Joe McGrain, who'll be coming up this week for the minors, will replace him. So Dobson from Finksburg, Maryland, outside of Baltimore, the third pitcher of the game for the Angels. There's Spike Owen, a former Red Sox, now at third base for the Angels, replacing Damian Easley. And Mike Greenwell leads it off for Boston here, the third place hitter. He's 1 for 3 in the game. Nine to nothing Boston, a 7-run third inning for the Red Sox. Andre Dawson on deck, Mo Vaughn up third. Perez to Dobson. Just like that, there is one away in the 6th inning. Red Sox are obviously happy to be way ahead, but particularly so because their ace closer, Jeff Russell, is not available tonight. Closer has had a groin muscle pull. He got a little muscle strain behind his right shoulder. Tomorrow is an off day for the Red Sox. They don't play again until Tuesday at Fenway Park. And Butch Hobson is confident that with today and tomorrow off, that Russell will be set to go on Tuesday. Andre Dawson, the only man in the lineup who has not had a hit for the Red Sox tonight. Dawson is 0 for 3. 0-1 the count to him. Andre will turn 40 this summer.
Still young for a DH.
And he's finally sort of accepting the idea that that's the role for him now. Last year he ended up playing the outfield a lot.
Well, he preferred to play the outfield because that's the way he was brought up.
That's foul. You know, another guy who had to accept that finally and did was Dave Winfield. He had always played the outfield. I mean, these are guys who were not only just outfielders but extraordinary outfielders,
right?
Gold Glove type outfielders.
And you want to be a complete player anyway. You want to be able to help your team defensively as well as offensively. So you like to be out there saying, if I strike out, maybe I can make a catch in the outfield that will save a couple of runs.
When was it? 2 years ago, Sunday Night Baseball was in Chicago. Dawson was still with the Cubs, and we saw Andre make 2 spectacular throws in the game to nail runners. In fact, today, if needed, Andre, I think, could make a throw like that. And it chases the slider. Strike 3. 2 men down. Here's Mo Vaughn.
I was saying earlier that Vaughn looks more and more like Mike Easler to me, except for the movement. Take a look at these swings and see, aren't they very similar? There's Easler's finish. Now let's take a look at Mo Vaughn's. Very similar. Very similar swings there. And I talked to Easler. He said Vaughn has looked at a lot of his old tapes, and they've tried to incorporate a little bit of Easler into Vaughn. Look at that finish. Obviously, Vaughn's a little bigger and a little stronger, and he's probably going to, well, he's going to hit more home runs than Easler did. But Easler was, they called him the hit man. I mean, he could really hit.
Did Mo look perplexed on that last pitch?
Well, the one thing that they've talked about is make sure you see the ball before you attack it. And obviously, he felt like he did not read that ball well and went after it and just swung over it.
Mike Easler had a lot of base hits in his career. That's a ball. I mean, Easler played on some teams, particularly in Pittsburgh, where a lot of guys got a lot of hits.
They call them the Lumber Company, Pittsburgh Pirates, led by Willie Stargell. In fact, Easler and Greenwell have a videotape coming out. It's called the ABCs of Hitting. See, read, and explode. Sounds like a hit record. Sounds like what you were talking about earlier, right?
Yeah.
Put a little rhythm to it, it might work.
Now, what is it again?
See, read, and explode.
And they're referring to hitting?
Yeah, hitting.
Now, who's going to put this book out?
It's a videotape. Greenwell and Mike Easler.
Not Easler and Vaughn?
No, Easler and Greenwell. The first one.
Uh-oh. See Mo explode.
All right, you got it in between innings to come up with the beat for that.
That's too complicated for me, Joe. Too many phrases in there. 3 up and 3 down. We go to the last of the 6th inning. The Angels trailing 9-0.
Come to Gorman Appliance of Inglewood for the guaranteed lowest prices. Gorman is a member of Associated Volume Buyers. 938 stores strong means top quality at the guaranteed lowest price. We have the lowest prices on refrigerators, microwaves, ranges, washers, dryers, TVs, and VCRs. Free delivery on most major appliances. With our 30-day lowest prices guarantee, you're assured the lowest price. Gorman Appliance, 30 East Palisade Avenue, Inglewood. Lowest price, guaranteed.
Deals of the spring are almost over. The Major League Sales event is coming to an end.
The best part is, the money you save, you can keep.
Don't miss out on the great deals on 5 of the 10 best-selling vehicles in America.
Can't beat the best.
Hurry in for low 2.9% financing for 48 months or $500 cash back now on any new Ford Probe. Hurry, 2.9 financing on Probe ends soon.
Buy now and wait later.
Don't miss your Tri-State Quality Ford dealers Major League Sales event.
You save so much money, you wish you saved it before.
Give your body a complete therapeutic makeover in a comfortable atmosphere at the Palisadium Spa. Now men and women can release the tensions of their day by experiencing the Palisadium Swedish and Shiatsu massage performed by licensed therapists. Find relaxation in our whirlpool, sauna, or swimming pool. The Palisadium Spa offers you tanning booths, electrolysis, facials, manicures, and pedicures. Experience the Palisadium Spa and feel new again. Call now for an appointment. 886-8410.
Red Sox 9, Angels nothing. Don't forget now, Wednesday, late night baseball. Right here from Anaheim, the New York Yankees. As you see, Bob Zubcic now in left field for the Red Sox, replacing Greenwell. And here is Spike Owen to lead it off. But Wednesday, the Yankees will be here. You'll be able to see that on ESPN. Late night baseball, 10:30. Wednesday, Jim Abbott will be the starter for the Yankees against his old team, the Angels. Ball 1 to Spike Owen.
I'm going to be here, John. You want to come over and join me?
No.
Oh, okay. I'll be here.
No, I would like to.
I know, but you're working.
I'm too busy, and I have a headache. I will have a headache. And there's one away. Spike Owen is gone. Eduardo Perez, you know, he grew up around Joe's big red machine. We asked him about memories he had of Joe Morgan.
It was 1976, and we had our father and son game, annual father and son game. And all those kids were there. We're ready to whoop on our fathers and stuff, ready to get them beat. And I needed a glove, so they told me, hey, let's go to Joe's locker and ask Joe if I can use this glove. And that glove was so small, even for me when I was 6 years old, I was embarrassed to use it. There was no way I was going to use it, so I ended up using David Concepcion's glove. So, Joe, your glove was a little too small for me.
See how grateful they were? I mean, I helped get him to the major leagues. He, Hal McRae's son, Ken Griffey Jr., I got them all to the major leagues, and look how they treat me now.
No, he's saying that it was Dave Concepcion who got him to the big leagues. Your glove was too small, Joe. Well, you had that little small glove because you were second baseman,
yeah,
right? You had the Mazeroski
he was an
style.
outfielder. He needed a bigger glove.
One, but not Dave Concepcion.
Right.
Yeah, that was 1971. Look at little Eduardo there. Now, maybe that year he could have used your glove. Victor Perez, the other brother. Tony Perez, his wife, a beautiful wife, Pituca. And Victor and Eduardo. And when Tony Perez came to the Red Sox, 1980, and had a big year there. Of course, Pituca and Victor and Eduardo were fixtures at Fenway Park that year. And it is kind of difficult to imagine that this is the same guy who used to hang around the ballpark.
Right. It is hard for me, too. How about me? I mean...
Chad Curtis to the shortstop, Naring. Pretty good arm there, Naring showing off. Curtis is now 1 for 3. 2 down in the 6th inning. And Tim Salmon is coming up. Joe Hesketh rolling right along. He's got a 4-hitter going. 5 strikeouts. He hasn't walked anybody. He really hasn't had a care in the world since the 1st inning. Boston took the lead for him in the 2nd, and then they busted it open for him in the 3rd. Now Salmon, he has struck out and flied to right. 9-0 Boston, last of the 6th. You know what it is, Joe? Those young guys, no respect.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, what do we have? Ken Griffey talked about hanging out. His memory of you was that you wouldn't let him take batting practice in the clubhouse.
He blamed me, but it was really Sparky Anderson. Sparky banned the kids from taking batting practice in the clubhouse when a line drive off of Griffey's bat almost killed Rose one day. I mean, they were playing with real baseballs. A line drive just missed hitting Rose in the head.
Even then, Junior was hitting line drives.
He was hitting line drives, hard line drives.
0-2 to Salmon. He struck him out on the foul tip. 86-mile-an-hour fastball there. So it goes for the Angels. Naring, Cooper, and Bally coming up.
There are a lot of things on our label that I'm really proud of. I'm proud of the name Coors on there, sure. And I'm also proud of the fact that we use all natural ingredients. What I really like best is down there where it says where we come from. A little town in a valley that my great-grandfather rode into 120 years ago.
Peerless Faucet didn't come up with the idea for a spout long and high enough to reach over and into large objects. We merely adapted it for the kitchen. High-rise faucet designs by Peerless. Get more out of your faucet than just water.
I want to tell you about my home far away. My mother and father are there.
Strengthening the links of communications requires capital. In the last 3 years, Merrill Lynch raised over $50 billion for communications companies around the globe. We connect investors to opportunities and the people of the world to each other. For them, it makes a difference. The difference is Merrill Lynch.
The Sunday night baseball game of the week will be in San Francisco next Sunday, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. Mike Piazza, the Rookie of the Year, and Barry Bonds. The Giants and the Dodgers, the most ancient of all baseball rivalries, will be renewed at Candlestick Park along the shores of the San Francisco Bay. And right now, it looks like the two of them just might be in a pennant race. They're both very close in the early going. Both beaten today back east. The Dodgers losing at Shea Stadium. The Giants being beaten at Philadelphia. So we'll be out there. We'll get a close-up look. It's a little bit of a different Giants ball club this year without Will Clark in the lineup. And the Giants are not hitting anywhere close to the way they hit last year. In fact, the Giants are not hitting anywhere close to the way anybody's hitting. The Giants team batting average 229 and anemic.
And they led the league in hitting last year with an average of 276.
Tim Naring, the hitter, against John Dobson, and the count goes to 2-0. Naring has singled. He's singled home a run, and he has doubled home a run. 3 for 3. His average up to 358. Got 19 RBIs for the year now, and he drills that one foul down the left field line. And it is 2-1. The Giants are struggling, except Matt Williams. Today hit his 11th home run. He and Gary Sheffield are tied for the major league lead in that category, 11 apiece. And Barry Bonds, I was going to ask him when we got there next week about this thing I read where he said maybe he's been too nice. Got to go back to being a bad guy. Says that's part of his edge. Of course, if that's the case, then I suppose he probably won't talk to me if I go to ask him about that. Of course, if he doesn't, then I'll have my answer.
Well, I think part of Barry's problem is that he made 2 great catches, one in Atlanta where he hit the wall with his left shoulder, and one in Florida. Both of those helped save the ball games. And I believe that part of his problem has been his left arm is bothering him a little bit. His left shoulder, he hasn't been swinging the bat quite as well as he did last year.
Here's Scott Cooper. And he drills that one to center. His second hit in a row. 2 for 3 tonight with 2 batted in. He is 3rd in the league and runs batted in now.
One thing about Cooper, and I explained it earlier, now look how he just sits in the boxes, Easler calls it. Not much movement, not much head movement. Now watch his head, not much movement at all. It stays right there. And that's what Easler teaches. Try to stay in the box, keep that head still. Little movement as possible, and then attack the ball. See, read, and explode.
Okay, see, read, and explode.
Yeah, now give me the beat.
that'll be a
that
big
won't
hit.
work. That wouldn't be a big hit. Okay.
C. Reed. Explode. Bum, 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 bum. C. It's coming. Okay. It's coming.
I mean, Easler's talking to Vaughn, and I mean, he's explaining just, I mean, he's always talking hitting. In fact, I was standing around the cage, and he was talking to me before the game, and I actually thought I could still hit. Just listening to him. I mean, he was trying to get me back in the box. But he's very positive. He keeps the guys going.
Only been there at 84.
Thank you. Yeah, keep me going. But he's very positive. I mean, he really helps keep his guys alive, and I think that's what a hitting instructor's job should be about, keeping the guys on an up tempo at all times.
Now Lee Tinsley in for a few tips.
Everybody has to stop by on their way to the plate. I guess that's the regiment there.
Called a strike. By the way, Scott Cooper just got that single to center. We understand that his aunt is watching in St. Louis tonight. Aunt Queen, we're told. And she is celebrating a birthday today. She turned 100 today. We talked to Mo Vaughn, what makes his relationship with Mike Easler so special. Here's what he told us.
We have a great relationship, father-son friendship. We push each other for success, and we don't make any excuses when things go wrong. So that's what we want. We go to the plate with an attitude to be successful, and we don't like to fall short that much.
Ball four to Dave Valley, the 3-2 pitch missing.
John, I think the best thing he said there was that, other than their friendship, is the fact that they do not make any excuses. You pop up, you pop up. Get them next time. I think that's the attitude that you have to have as far as hitting is concerned. If I do not hit a line drive this time, next time I surely will. If I don't that time, then the odds in my favor that I will the next time.
Well, how many excuses could you have? I mean, if you popped up to shortstop, you popped up to shortstop.
Well, you can say I was looking for a curveball to pull, and he threw me a fastball or something like that.
Yeah.
That's really a reason, but you use it as an excuse.
Here's Scott Fletcher. 1 for 3 in the game. Curveball for a strike from Dobson.
Or maybe if you have a hangnail on your little finger, you don't use that as an excuse for not hitting.
And did you ever use excuses like that?
I used as many as I could find, John.
I can't believe it. That's Cooper there, number 34. He's at second. Valley at first. We're in the 7th inning. And it's Owen to second. What's going on out there?
Well, Cutler couldn't get it out of his glove.
Took the throw from Owen, and he couldn't in turn make the throw.
Well, Hudler is a utility player. He's not an everyday second baseman, so it's not as easy to turn a double play as a lot of people might think, because the runner's coming down on him. He can't get it out of his glove right there. And now, once you have to recheck yourself and grip the ball, you should not throw it anyway. You're not going to get very many people on a double play like that.
Now, don't make excuses for him.
Yeah.
Just admit what he did, and that's it.
All right, Rex messed up the double play.
Oh, tell me about it. Hey, get off Rex's back, will you? Quit ripping the guy. Here's Lee Tinsley. 2 for 3. Takes a strike. Tinsley is a guy the Red Sox picked him up from Seattle basically for cash. There were a couple of deals like that. The Red Sox also picked up a guy from the Expos named Glenn Murray.
Right.
Got him for cash. He's in the minor leagues right now. That's up the middle. Base hit. The Sarcina made a dive to no good end. And now heading for second. And safely in there is Tinsley. It is 10-0. Boston. Tinsley with his 3rd hit. And with some great hustle there, although the Angels may not appreciate it.
Well, Tinsley grounds it back through the middle of the diamond. Dobson wisely does not stick his hand out and grab the ball. Dive there. Now watch the base runners going to third base. So here's the problem. There's not a cutoff man. So you should not throw the ball all the way through, because that allows the guy to go to second base. If there's a cutoff man there, you can take a chance and make the throw. But if there's no one to cut it off, all you're doing really is giving the hitter second base.
Well, Lee Tinsley has been a revelation tonight. He was 1 for 11 for the year before tonight. Wasn't supposed to be in there, but entered the game in the second inning when Otis Nixon had to leave with a tight hamstring muscle. And Tinsley has gone 3 for 4, a run scored, and now a run batted in. He's at second. Fletcher's at third. Cooper's scoring in the play. Boston is ahead 10-0. Billy Hatcher 2 for 4 with 3 driven in is at the plate. To shortstop. These are seated, and that's the inning. Boston adds one more. They're in double figures now. Boston 10, Angels nothing. Bo Jackson up second.
If you're looking for a reliable place to service your car or truck, I've got great news for you.
Now with Pep Boys, $5 rebate on Gabriel Pro Rider shocks. Struts, $10 rebate.
Come to Pep Boys and drive away happy.
New Nutrageous from Reese's. Peanuts, milk chocolate, caramel, Reese's peanut butter. New Nutrageous. Give your mouth a party.
My dandruff and itch are awful. I'll try anything. Denorex tingles. Head and Shoulders doesn't.
Both have effective dandruff medicine, but Denorex has something extra that tingles, feels fresh.
That's why I started using Denorex. No flakes, no itch.
Denorex, the serious dandruff shampoo.
Toss me the ball.
Ken Griffey Jr.'s always played hardball. That's why Ken Griffey Jr. presents Major League Baseball as wall-to-wall action, only on the Super NES Sports Network. It's the one game that plays in Ken's league.
Let's see you hit.
Where in the world would you go if there were no Las Vegas? For this, you'd have to go to Rome. For superstar entertainment, New York. World-class dining, halfway around the world. And you couldn't go anywhere for this. Only in Las Vegas.
It didn't have to end this way. A trusted friend, neglected and lost. A tragedy you might have prevented. If only you'd known. About Slick 50 engine formulas. Slick 50's unique chemistry bonds to engine parts. It reduces deadly wear up to 50% for 50,000 miles. So protect the ones you love with Slick 50. Automotive, high performance, and new synthetic engine formulas. The world's #1 selling engine treatments.
10-0. The Boston Red Sox lead the Angels into the last of the 7th. And Joe, I think it's starting to look bad for the Angels tonight.
It's starting to look bad.
Well, now, this is a ball club that was trailing 13-6 against the world champion Blue Jays 2 weeks ago in this ballpark. They were down 13-6 in the bottom of the 9th inning, and they scored 7 runs to tie the game, and then they won it in the 10th, 14-13. Paul Molitor, and Molitor's been around this game for a long time, 16 years in the big leagues. He said in 16 years he never saw anything like it. He said he started to feel like maybe what it was like to be the Phillies during that World Series game last year. The Blue Jays won 15-14. Chili Davis rips one over the head of Zubcic, who misjudged it. And Chili pulls up at second base. His second hit of the game.
There's nothing worse than being put in for defense and the first ball is drilled out there like that. I mean, that was a tough play, and Zubcic chases it but cannot get to it in left center field. Davis takes the high fastball and he really rips it into left center field and over the head of Zubcic. And there's a double.
Oh man.
Well, pitchers think that outfielders out there to chase their mistakes.
Here's Bo Jackson. Bo has struck out and flied to shallow center. Lee Tinsley made a very fine sliding catch after misjudging the ball. 10-0 Boston. Of course, we're mentioning that 13-6 come from behind victory. The Angels down 13-6 in the 9th inning, but they weren't ever down 10-0 or down by 10 at all. ball, 1 strike to Bo. That's strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Eduardo Perez on deck. 34,810, the paid crowd at Anaheim Stadium tonight.
You were close. You said 35, didn't you?
That's right.
Yeah, so you were close.
Yeah, but that doesn't count.
See, I listened to you.
That doesn't count.
Oh, well, it's close now.
No, I was sure 35. It was 34,810.
Well, you're off by 190.
Yeah. I blame myself. I'm not making excuses. I was wrong, and I admit it. Scott Cooper throws out Bo Jackson. Davis holding at second. 1 away here in the 7th, and Eduardo Perez will come up. 10-0. The Red Sox ahead. A 7-run 3rd inning is what turned this ball game into a rout. Now the Angels would like to do some kind of damage here, but Joe Hesketh has been rolling right along as if he's going to go for that Cy Young bonus in his contract. You know, Joe Hesketh came up with the Montreal Expos. He used to throw a lot harder, and he says he's always been kind of star-crossed. His very first game, he came in relief for the Expos, and it was against the Phillies. And the manager said to him, says, don't let that guy first steal. Keep a very close eye on him. Do not let him steal. So Hesketh went into his stretch, and they made a move to first, and they called him for a balk.
Well, he didn't let him steal.
He says, that must make me a major league record holder for most balks in a career without ever having thrown a pitch. Or earliest balk in a career. Then talk about star-crossed. 1985, he pitched a fabulous game. He defeated Nolan Ryan 1-0, and he struck out 12 batters. And the headline the next day, Expos win, Ryan strikes out 15. Hesketh, you know, he made about the 7th paragraph. That's where he got his name in the story. 3-1 now, the count to Eduardo Perez. And you think he'd beat Ryan 1-0 and strike out 12, then somebody'd notice. But Ryan struck out 15 in the loss, and he got the headline. Hesketh then suffered a terrible injury later that season.
You have to pay your dues in this game, John.
Tough game. And he had a home plate collision with a guy named Mike Scioscia.
Oh.
And suffered a non-displaced fracture of the left shin at Olympic Stadium. That ended his year. That's ball 4 to Eduardo Perez. So Perez with a single and now a walk. 1 for 2 officially. And here is Chris Turner. 2 men on, 1 man out. Only the 2nd time of the game the Expos have had 2 base runners in the same inning. Chris Turner. I'm aboard on it. Did I say Expos? Oh. Sacre bleu. I mean the Angels. Turner has hit into a force out and been safe on Hesketh's error. 1 strike to count to him. The Angels 10-0 Boston leading the Angels. Boy, that's a real highlight. Infield fly rule was in effect. And there's the Cowboy. And I don't know what he's thinking or thinking to himself over there, Joe, but it could be something like, I've been watching this for 34 years, this same old bull.
That was my favorite Cowboy, though. Gene Autry.
Gene Autry. Pat Buttram.
King of the Cowboys.
Back in the saddle again. Back where a man is a man. Of course, he also did Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Now,
Yes,
those are 2 different songs, aren't they?
Quite different.
Ball 1 to Rex Hudler. Of course, they retired the Gene Autry's number out there in the outfield, along with Rod Carew and Nolan Ryan.
He's in good company.
Yeah. They gave him the number 26. What do you think that means, 26?
Well, I thought it meant National Fan, but I found out that was his number when he played. See, I got you.
John Miller and Joe Morgan will have other inside information when we return.
Take a new look at the Black & Decker Jigsaw.
It's cut out for so many projects. It's one tool you'll use all around your house. Get the Jigsaw from Black & Decker.
Look what's new at Sherwin-Williams. Style-perfect interior flat is on sale, just $9.99 a gallon. You'll find new Everclean and new wallpaper, too. It's all here at Sherwin-Williams' New Look Sale.
Ask Sherwin-Williams.
Foot Locker carries all kinds of shoes because there are all kinds of people. Foot Locker now carries New Balance because all kinds of people are looking for a perfect fit. Running, walking, or tennis. New Balance, your size and your width. Now at Foot Locker. New Balance for the perfect fit. Foot Locker, where it all begins.
The 3M Filtrete Clean Air Filter gets more of the small stuff that's in your air out. Stuff an ordinary furnace and air conditioner filter would miss. Like more of the dust. More of the pollen and mold. More of these particles that could irritate your allergies. It even gets more animal dander. Try the Filtrete Clean Air Filter. It gets more of the aggravating things in your air out. Even smoke. Look for the 3M Filtrete Clean Air Filter wherever you buy furnace or air conditioner filters.
ESPN Sunday Night Baseball is brought to you by New Balance, a more intelligent approach to building shoes, and by Filtrete Clean Air Filters from 3M. Back in Anaheim, California, Boston Red Sox 10, California Angels nothing.
And that number 26 was for Gene Autry being the 26th player on the team. I want to get that straight. Cost me $1 too.
Here's Joe Gray, the new pitcher, who wears number 19. Joe Gray, and that was not him. The batter is Bob Zup. There's Joe Gray. Now, why does he wear number 19? Tell me that.
I don't have enough dollars to be wrong again tonight.
This is a catch for Eduardo Perez. Nelly. One down. January 17th, Joe, was the night after I had lost the Ace Award again for the 3rd straight year. But look what happened the morning of January 17th. The huge earthquake hit Southern California, and it did a few $1 million worth of damage to the upper deck here at Anaheim Stadium. And they've sort of dismantled that area, and it is under repair even as we play this game and even as the season is being undertaken. The batter, by the way, Rich Rowland, batting for Andre Dawson here. 1 out of the 8th inning. Rowland, the catcher, picked up from the Detroit Tigers. Dawson went 0 for 4 tonight. 0-1 to Rowland, facing Joe Gray, the 4th Angels pitcher of the game. 10-0, Boston ahead. Gray, at least for now, is the Angels' closer, at least most nights. And that is strike 3 to Rowland. And Joe Gray just got hit with the throw there. Where did that ball come from? Now the Angels trainer will go out, see if Joe Gray's all right. After a strikeout, the catcher usually will throw the ball to the 3rd baseman. They'll toss it around the infield.
But there were 2 balls on the infield. Where'd the other one come from? Well, he says he's okay.
Well, we've got apparently some kind of I think some of this ball might have come out of the stands, Joe. And keep an eye on Joe Gray here. Turner indeed throws it down to 3rd. Oh yeah, look at that. That ball came out of the stands.
Actually came from your direction, John. Right about up here. I wasn't watching you, but it came from this direction. But it was in the upper deck.
Listen, I didn't have an arm that good, even when I used to play.
Well, you could tell from the replay that Gray was watching the catcher all the way, and the catcher did throw the ball to third base, and then the ball came from the upper deck.
Well, they've made an announcement here to the fans, and up in the upper deck now they're looking for the idiot who apparently threw the ball from the upper deck that hit Joe Gray. Seems to be okay. There's a ground ball foul by Mo Vaughn. Vaughn is 2 for 3 in this game. I mean, when you go to a ball game, you see somebody do that, turn them in.
Turn them in.
I mean, that person is a menace.
Exactly. But you can seriously injure someone throwing a baseball that far.
Oh, and 2 to Mo.
91-mile-an-hour fastball from Gray. Rushing up there.
He had the unenviable task of replacing Brian Harvey. That one is ripped down the right field line. And an automatic double. The third hit of the game for Mo Vaughn. He is 3 for 4, his second double of the game.
Well, he threw one fastball by Mo away. This one is more on the inner half of the plate. Mo turns on it and rips it down the right field line. Watch, this ball is in, and Mo rips it down the right field line and bounces it into the stands for a ground rule double. And Mo has his second double of the evening.
Now Tim Nehring, 3 for 4 himself in this game. Ball 1, Turner knocks it down. Nehring 2 singles and a double, 2 runs batted in, hitting .354. 10-0 Boston here in the 8th inning. Gray, Perez, and that ends the inning. We're going to the last of the 8th inning now, and still the Angels without a run. 10-0 Hesketh and the Red Sox.
You can't use a mobile phone to say,
okay, we're ready to sign a contract.
You can't use a mobile phone to whisper.
Daddy misses you too, sweetheart.
A mobile phone will not let you send.
Here comes the fax.
And it will not let you hear.
The meeting's been changed.
Unless
Hello?
the call goes through. A mobile phone is only as good as the system it's on. Choose Bell Atlantic Mobile.
Welcome to Parkway Toyota in Englewood Cliffs. Our modern service department is now installing genuine Toyota mufflers, shocks, and struts with the Toyota Lifetime Guarantee. Come in for details. And while you're here, shop our fully equipped parts department for genuine Toyota parts and accessories. Whether you have a ding, a dent, or even a major collision, Parkway Toyota's modern body shop will make your car look like new again. Parkway Toyota, where customer satisfaction comes first, before, and after you buy your car. Parkway Toyota, because we give you more.
I think people really are deceived by how well Stefan moves. He's incredibly fast. Now, if you can get Michael talking a little German out there on the court, you're in pretty good shape.
The German Open begins Thursday at 2 on ESPN.
For the Boston Red Sox, Joe Hesketh, rolling along with a 5-hit shutout, will not be given the opportunity to finish it, even though he'd only thrown 81 pitches. Paul Quantrill comes on, and Butch Hobson did tell me before the game that he had to get Quantrill some work tonight. He hadn't worked much, so I guess he figured at this point that the opportunity was there to get Quantrill into the ball game. in a low-risk situation. Hard-throwing right-hander. This is his 8th appearance of the year. The batter is Gary DiSarcina. 2-1 the count. Red Sox will be going home after the ball game. We'll face the Mariners starting Tuesday at Fenway Park. And there's one away. Naring throws out DiSarcina. Now Spike Owen is coming up. 10-0. Boston is leading here. By the way, when they get back to Boston, it'll be interesting to see what the infield looks like there. We're going to kind of redo the infield where the team was out here on the West Coast. They made a few suggestions, did the Red Sox players, to Joe Mooney, the longtime groundskeeper there. They want to make the third base line more conducive to the bunting game of Otis Nixon. You know, Boston, the grass is 3 or 4 feet away from the foul line, and then the gradient of the field slopes downward, so balls invariably roll foul on that side. They want that infield to be shaped more to hold Nixon's bunts fair, which is smart. I mean, if you're going to get Otis Nixon, why not make the infield Otis-like?
Well, if you can't tailor your players to the ballpark, tailor the ballpark to your players, right?
Yeah, the guys who hit home runs and balls off the wall, they won't be affected.
Right. So you help Otis Nixon.
Also, they want the grass cut high in the infield. They want ground balls to be slowed down. Yes, they feel that the Red Sox infielders don't have a whole lot of range, and that's certainly not very unusual.
No.
Teams with older infielders, things like that, have often in the past used that to their advantage. Spike Owen fouls one back. 3-2 the count. We're in the 8th inning. 10-0. The Red Sox ahead. Owen entered the game in the 6th, replacing Damian Easley. Spike, one time a college teammate of Roger Clemens, and then of course with the Red Sox for a while. That's a base hit. 6th hit for the Angels. Don't forget now, next Sunday Night Baseball will be out here on the West Coast once again. We'll travel up the coast to Candlestick Park and the Los Angeles Dodgers, led by Mike Piazza, Tim Wallach, Eric Karros. The Dodgers and the Giants, Barry Bonds, Matt Williams and company. 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. The Giants actually in a tight race there with, in fact, it was so tight I might need another look at it.
Well, they're 12-12 and the Dodgers are 11-12, so
there we go.
Half game up on the Dodgers. Colorado, I'm sorry. The Dodgers lost today.
The Dodgers are 1 game out. Colorado's right there. And then San Diego trailing the field. Chad Curtis, the batter. That's called a strike from Quantrill. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Now, John, the Red Sox do have a good bullpen. Quantrill, they have Ryan, and of course Greg Harris, who finished up last night's ball game. You know, if they have to go out and make some trades this year, they've got some guys in the bullpen that they could, you know, trade to get some good players.
To the right side. Nice pickup. Fletcher gets his man. Owen moves over to second.
Man, those second basemen really know how to play this infield. They play, you know, they know where to play the hitters. They could tell, he could tell this hitter was going to try to shoot this ball in behind the runner, and he goes over, makes a diving stop, gets up, fires to first base. Nice job by Fletcher. Look at this again. Look at that. Perfect timing. Gets up quickly. Mo Vaughn stretches out to make it look good.
Scott Fletcher has been doing that for a long time. Tim Salmon, the hitter down. Salmon 0 for 3. It's interesting. He was the Rookie of the Year in the American League. Mike Piazza, Rookie of the Year in the National League, and both of them got off to very slow starts. Piazza has started to get it going here of late for the Dodgers, but Salmon's still struggling. He rips this one deep into left field, way back there. Up against the base of the wall. Supsick is having a hard time. That will score a run. And the Angels are on the board.
This is the first time that I believe I've ever seen two balls hit hard like that, and they're only singles. That one by Naring hit off the wall in right center. This one by Salmon hit off the wall in left center, and they're only singles. I can't believe it. But Zubcic turns the wrong way. See, he's looking over the right shoulder. Now the ball is behind him. By the time he turns around, it's off the wall. But of course, when a right-hander hits the ball to left field and he gets out in front of it, it'll hook a little bit. And that ball kind of hooked away from Zubcic. But again, when you put somebody in for defense, that's not what you're looking for.
Chili Davis now. One ball to no strikes. Chili has a single and a double in this game. 2 for 3. And it is 2-0 now.
93-mile-an-hour fastball from Quantrill.
His name comes up a lot in trade talks. What teams would like to have him?
Yeah, I don't blame them.
We've got the Jugs gun here tonight. That's why we're able to get the speeds. Some of those pitches. That one, look at that, 94 miles an hour. It's got a little giddy up in that fastball, as Gene Autry might say.
Or as a lot of hitters who've been late on it might say.
I just want to make sure I'm straight on this.
Okay.
Here in Anaheim Stadium, they have retired numbers for Nolan Ryan, number 30, Rod Carew, number 29, and also Gene Autry. That's a ball. Actually, the count is 2-2 now. That was ball 2. And I just want to make sure we don't mislead anybody. Autry, number 26, and where does that come from?
He is the 26th man on the team. You know, he is that, that staunch supporter of this ball club. So he's a 26th man.
But what happened to that story about, that was his number when he played?
Well, that cost me $1, John. But again, that someone from the office told me that. I was here working an ESPN game on a Friday night, and we thought it was for the 26th man, and someone came over and said no.
I'm not even disputing that, but I'm saying, here's my question.
Yes.
When he played what?
Baseball, as a kid, before he started riding horses.
What, in the Old West? When he was shooting the bad guys?
Yeah, but they had baseball then. Yeah, they had baseball.
In Dodge City? In Tombstone? I think like he and Doc Holliday and Wyatt Earp went out, put little 3 flies up.
Well, I take it back. It's for his participation as a 26th man on this ball club.
So you're saying he never played?
Now I'm going to back up. Yes, no, he never played. I don't want to hear about Doc Holliday again.
Okay. 2-2 to Chili. I think we've straightened that up now.
Yes.
Scott Fletcher throws out Chili Davis. They hustle up the line. Now, here we go into the 9th inning. Scott Cooper will lead it off. Let's see what happens.
With so many people still enjoying the service and convenience of their local True Value, another use may have to be found for those humongous hardware warehouses. Get a quart of Ortho Weed Be Gone Weed Killer for $6.44 and a bag of Green Thumb Lawn Food for $4.99 at True Value. Quantities are limited.
Tower, I think I once bought a lawnmower here.
After you shave, now there's comfort to the power of 3. It's soothing Edge Aftershave with 3 soothing formulas for 3 specific skin types. An aloe formula that's alcohol-free to soothe sensitive skin. Extra moisturizers to soothe if your skin is dry. And a cool vitamin E splash for normal skin. Soothing better than ever with the power of 3. Edge Aftershave skincare for men. Ultimate comfort. That's the Edge.
Yeah?
Daddy, I want to have breakfast with you.
Sorry, big guy, no time this morning.
Look in your case.
Kellogg's Nutri-Grain bars now in peach.
Looks like some healthy hint from Mommy.
I got one too.
Delicious crust with whole grain, no preservatives, and filling with real fruit.
Peach.
Do you love it?
I do.
We're having breakfast, Daddy.
Yeah.
Can we do lunch?
Kellogg's Nutri-Grain bars now peach. Start your morning off right.
Every time the driving conditions change, the threats to your car's engine change. That's why Quaker State has engineered intelligent oil that senses those changing threats and adapts its own molecular structure to protect your engine, whatever the conditions. So, if the temperature changes, so does Quaker State. If the traffic congestion changes, so does Quaker State, the intelligent oil.
You're all right.
We interrupt this commercial message for tonight's Sunday Night Baseball game of the week. 0-2 the count to Scott Cooper as we start the ninth. As we have already started the ninth inning. In progress. Scott Cooper 2 for 3 tonight. 2 batted in. His sensational year continues. You know, in spring training, he underwent a procedure to widen the opening in his throat, which it was hard for him to swallow. The esophagus had to be widened. But it is he's having problems again with it right now. Off the fists. Down he goes. Hudler throws him out. Going to have some more surgery when the season is in, or as they call it, a procedure when the season is over. He was only hitting 105 after 5 games this year, and then he worked with who else? Mike Easler, changed his batting stance a little bit, and then hit for the cycle in Kansas City. And ever since then, he's been one of the hottest hitters in the land. Here is Dave Valley. You know, I never heard about that. I mean, the guy whose opening in the esophagus was not quite big enough. He has a hard time swallowing. He says he's not going to get it done again until the day after the World Series. Scott Cooper, the man on a mission. Man on a mission there.
Well, let's hope he makes it. John, we were talking about Gene Autry, the 26th man. I just realized something. We showed shots of Gene Autry, but I didn't see a hat. Oh, there is it. He does have a hat. Is that a 10-gallon?
Hey, he's the cowboy. Are you kidding?
I was wondering what happened to his hat.
He's not putting it back on until they make the series. Dave Valley down on strikes.
Now, wait a minute. Is that a 10-gallon hat? No, a 10-gallon hat would probably be about right there, right? That's a 7.5-gallon hat.
No. That's what Abe Lincoln wore on Inauguration Day.
That's a 7.5 gallon.
That's a top hat. Yeah. Howdy, partner. John Miller and Cowboy Joe Morgan here at the Big A Corral. There's ball 1 to Scott Fletcher. Hey, you look pretty good in that hat.
I do have a cowboy hat.
But it's a good look for you. I'd start wearing it every week from now on. Scott Fletcher 1 for 4, facing Joe Gray. Over at third base, Spike on. And that's the inning. 2 strong innings by Gray. Bo Jackson, Eduardo Perez, Chris Turner. They need 9.
Every time the driving conditions change, the threats to your car's engine change. That's why Quaker State has engineered intelligent oil that senses those changing threats and adapts its own molecular structure to protect your engine, whatever the conditions. So, if the temperature changes, so does Quaker State. If the traffic congestion changes, so does Quaker State, the intelligent oil for longer engine life.
The 3M Filtrete Clean Air Filter gets more of the small stuff that's in your air out. Stuff an ordinary furnace and air conditioner filter would miss, like more of the dust, more of the pollen and mold, more of these particles that could irritate your allergies. It even gets more animal dander. Try the Filtrete Clean Air Filter. It gets more of the aggravating things in your air out, even smoke. Look for the 3M Filtrete Clean Air Filter wherever you buy furnace or air conditioner filters.
I want to tell you about my home far away. My mother and father are there.
Strengthening the links of communications requires capital. In the last 3 years, Merrill Lynch raised over $50 billion for communications companies around the globe. We connect investors to opportunities and the people of the world to each other. For them, it makes a difference. The difference is Merrill Lynch.
You know, at AutoZone, we know our customers work just as hard as we do. So we're open when they need us, at night and on Sundays. And since 2 million folks each week count on AutoZone for what they need when they need it, we're not about to let them down. That's why we carry so many parts and why we price them so low every day. You see, selling top quality parts at low prices every day is how we make a living. But helping customers, well, that's how we make friends.
Bo Jackson, last of the ninth inning. And that's a foul ball into the batter's box. Bo tonight is 0 for 3. 10-1, the Red Sox lead the Angels here. And for the Angels, welcome to hard times. On the verge of losing their 5th in a row. The Yankees coming to town. Yankees beaten today by Oakland. Oakland ended a 12-game losing streak today. Ball 1 strike to Bo. Eduardo Perez on deck. That's a foul out of play. Well, when you talk about this American League West and everybody's below 500 right now, whether or not that's going to happen, we'll have to wait and see. But I just don't see Texas or Seattle finishing below 500. I don't either. If they stay at least reasonably healthy. Right. I mean, they're teams that have flaws. And Naring does it again. There's one away. Coming up Wednesday on ESPN, a doubleheader. Ozzie Smith, the St. Louis Cardinals meet Andres Galarraga, the Cat, and the red-hot Colorado Rockies. Red hot when they're batting anyway at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. And then from here in Anaheim, Paul O'Neill, Don Mattingly, the Yankees. Jim Abbott will be in the mound against the Angels, Tim Salmon and company, right after the Rockies and Cardinals on ESPN. The Colorado team is already one of the most entertaining teams in the National League.
What about Ellis Burks? I mean, Galarraga's having a great year. Burks, they are having some awesome offensive numbers put up by their.
Galarraga had 30 RBIs for the month. And then Burks is hitting over 400. Nice pickup. And Spike Owen throws out Perez. Did I say Spike Owen?
Yes, but
where am I?
That's all right.
That's Cooper. That's Scott Cooper, yeah.
Yeah, that's Scott. It was Scott.
Spike Owen's not with the Red Sox any longer.
That's all right. It was Scott. The ground ball in the hole. Nice play there by Cooper. Perez looked like he had his second hit of the ball game, but Cooper straightens up and throws him out.
Cooper had committed 6 errors already this year. Turner in the left field. And that does it. The California Angels have been beaten 10-1. The Red Sox are 18-7, and they gain ground on everybody below them, the 3 teams closest to them in the American League East. And they're heading home. Hesketh the winner, Anderson the loser. 10-1 Boston. Now, remember, next Sunday, we'll be at Candlestick. It's the Giants and the Dodgers. Piazza and the Dodgers. Bonds and the Giants. Join us at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. Now, SportsCenter is coming up next. Stay tuned for that. Now from Anaheim, John Miller for Joe Morgan. And we're riding on out of town. Folks, thank you so much.